What do you call a doctor who looks after animals? Yes, a vet or a veterinarian. I wonder if you could make a nickname up for a vet. What do you think would be a good one? Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Welcome to Journey with Story. Not sure what kind of name some of you thought of, but today's story is a story poem about a vet called Dr. Powderpill. Isn't that a fun name? And this Dr. Powderpill ends up visiting some animals in an area of South Africa called Limpopo. Hello to all of our listeners in South Africa. Before we get started, a big thanks again to all of our listeners who recently joined our Patreon community and are now enjoying all sorts of benefits like early access and full access to our archived episodes, as well as colouring sheets and an extra story episode every month. Find out more in our episode notes or go to www.journeywithstory.com/Patreon. We really appreciate your support to keep this podcast ad-free and to be able to offer you even more storytelling resources to help you continue to nurture a lifelong love of stories in your little listeners. Now, let's take a journey with Dr. Powderpill. Dear old Dr. Powderpill, if you're ailing, if you're ill, come and see him and be healed. Beast and bird of wood and field, worm and bug and wolf and bear, cow and sheep and goat and hare. Everyone from everywhere will receive his aid and care. Once a fox came and paid him a call. "Oh, a wasp stung my back," did she squall. Then a pup came to see him morose. "Oh, a hen pecked my poor little nose." Mrs. Bunny ran up in a flurry. "Oh, how sad, how unhappy I am. My sonny fell under a tram. My sonny, my bunny, fell under a tram. He hopped and he skipped in the street when a tram came and cut off his feet, and now he's in bed, poor bunnykin boy. My sonny, my bunny, my only joy." But the doctor exclaimed, "Never fear. Just bring your bunnykin here. I'll make him a new pair of feet, and again he'll skip in the street." And they brought him the bunny, poor dear, so ill without any feet, and the doctor sewed on a new pair, and again he could skip in the street. And his mother, the old Mrs. Bun, danced around and around with her son. She laughed and she wept with her joy. "Thank you, doctor, for curing my boy." Then a jackal on a mare galloped up from God knows where. "Here's a telegram for you from the hippo, just come through. Come and see us, doctor, in Africa. Be quick, save our children, doctor, they're very, very sick." "Really, truly? What is wrong? Have they been laid up for long?" "Yes, oh yes, they've got the flu, chicken pox and smallpox too, measles, mumps, appendicitis, malaria and bronchitis. Come, dear Dr. Powderpill, all depends upon your skill." "Very well, I'll come, all right, and help your children in their plight. Only your address, what is it? Hill or swamp, what shall I visit?" "Well, we live in the Sahara, in the scorching Kalahari, up on Mount Fernando Po, where the grumpy hippopopo roams the mighty Limpopo." Then he goes, Powderpill, and he runs, Powderpill, over marsh, over mire, over dale, over hill, and one single word he repeats, Powderpill. "Limpopo, Limpopo, Limpopo." The snow fell thick and the night was black. "Hey, Powderpill, turn back, turn back." And he dropped Powderpill on his face in the snow. I'm tired, too tired to get up and go." All at once, grey wolves rushed out from a wood and ran to the spot where the doctor stood. "Come mount us, doctor, and let's be gone." Soon they arrived at a sea, roaring, stormy and free, with waves so fearfully tall, they'd swallow the doctor, his hat, and all. "Oh dear, if I ever drown in the waves and go deep, deep down, what'll happen to my poor friends, whom nobody nurses or tends?" Quicker than lightning, then a whale from the water's chill rose and said, "Climb up, Powderpill, and like a great big ship, in a jiffy I'll make the trip. We'll speed you on." Up on the whale he gets with a will, and one single word he repeats, Powderpill: "Limpopo." Then mountains he met of great height, and he climbed until night. But the mountains grew steeper, the mountains grew starker, and the sky became darker and darker and darker. If I don't reach my goal, if I never get there at all, what'll happen to my poor friends, whom nobody nurses or tends? Limpopo, Limpopo. In Africa, by the mighty Limpopo, weeping out his poor old heart, sits woeful Hippopo. In Africa, he sits beneath a tree and looks from Africa upon the deep blue sea. "When will the doctor ship arrive, dearie, dearie me?" The rhinos and the elephants keep running up to the telephones, asking with impatience, "When will he see his patients?" Nearby the baby hippos lie suffering from hiccups, holding their poor tummies, their tummies torn by pain. The ostrich chicks so bad they feel like little pigs. They wail and squeal. The poor dear baby ostriches whimper and complain. They have mumps, appendicitis, measles and bronchitis, sore throat and tonsillitis. Their cries are loud and shrill. They moan and groan in fever. "Must we wait forever? Must we wait forever for Dr. Powderpill?" Beside them sprawls a sharp-toothed shark. A sharp-toothed shark, a deep-mouthed shark, whose tots are very ill. Her poor dear darlings, sharklings, are in a dreadful plight. Their teeth, so sharp and sparkling, keep aching day and night. Poor grasshopper, oh me, oh my, he's hurt his foot and sprained his thigh. He doesn't jump, he doesn't leap, but all he does is sob and weep, with teardrops falling fast. "Oh, where is Dr. Powderpill? When will he come at last?" But look, in the sky, 2 great eagles appear. Another 10 minutes, and they will be here. On one sits the doctor of world-famous skill, the doctor, their saviour, the dear Powderpill. "Hello to you, Africa!" loudly he cries. "Hurrah!" They all greet him with tears in their eyes. The eagle flies slower and slower. The eagle comes lower and lower. The doctor lands and runs to their aid with jam and treacle and marmalade. He pats the poor hippos' bellies and treats them to sweets and jellies and takes the poor darling's temperature. Then he runs to the tiger who came from the Niger, and then to the ape who came from the Cape, and gives them all honey, hot milk, egg and honey, hot milk, egg and honey, hot milk, egg and honey to cure them. 10 nights and 10 days without sleeping he stays. 10 days and 10 nights he tends the poor mites and takes the poor darling's temperature. Now at last he's cured the lot. Limpopo! Every ill and ailing tot, Limpopo! And they all begin to giggle. Limpopo! Jump and caper, dance and wiggle, Limpopo! And the huge and fearful shark winked its eyes from waters dark, and it laughed and laughed and laughed as if it suddenly went daft. And the hippos, dear wee fellows, puffing, quoofing just like bellows, roared and laughed and guffawed so that the oaks rocked to and fro. Here comes Hippo, here comes Popo, Hippo Popo, Hippo Popo, here comes Hippopotamus from the great Kilimanjaro through sands of the Sahara, singing happily, long live doctors, bringing health to all of us. Well, wasn't that a great story poem to celebrate all the doctors who heal our animals? I wonder, what do you think the story's souvenir is? The nugget of truth about what it means to be human? While you're thinking about that, can I have a quick word with the grown-ups, please? I want to thank you all, grown-ups, first of all, for taking the time to nurture a love of stories in your children by listening to this podcast. And of course, I know that all of you are also making time for your own read aloud sessions at home, where you are the one finding great stories to read to your children. But if you want to find out even more about how to continue to raise children who love to read and who love stories, then why not sign up for my free monthly newsletter, where I'll be sharing some tips and insights into why reading aloud matters, as well as some thoughts on one of the stories from our podcast that month. And if that's not enough, when you sign up, you get a free bonus story along with some colouring sheets. So go to www.journeywithstory.com and sign up. Oh, and if you want to get one of our special Journey with Story t-shirts, remember, you have until June the 5th to join our Patreon community at the unicorn level. Your support helps us to keep this podcast advert-free and to bring you even more storytelling resources for your children. Thank you. Cheerio then. Join me next time for Journey with Story. Music and post-production was by Colette Jonas.